Let's go! I'm trying to be positive, okay? I'm pretty excited. Our boy Quan Alexander's going to the Saints. I just got that news. But today is about LSU and Auburn. It's all about this film study. Now, it's long, but if there is a certain play from the game that you want to see broken down, there are chapters below in the description where you could fast forward. You can kind of see it at the bottom of the video where you can just go to a certain play of the game. Because today, I'm actually breaking down every single big play from the LSU Auburn game. And the reason why I want to do it, and the reason why this is so long, is because I've seen actual media members that are former players, know what they're talking about, accusing LSU of quitting. Now, I never, ever like to accuse a player or a coach of giving up. But in this film study, I'm going to show you examples of non-championship football, of low IQ football. And that's not to insult anybody's intelligence. I get emotional about this stuff because I love LSU football so much. I'd run through a brick wall for Ed Orgeron. But the reason why I'm so passionate about it is because I want this team every single snap, every single play of every single game to give it their all and do so smartly. And right now, from top to bottom, none of that is happening. I don't mind losing to Auburn. I predicted Auburn to win this game. But what bothers me is when you're not doing the little things right. Last year's team did the little things right. Just do the little things and you can win some football games. There is so much that went wrong that we could go to for this game. And shout out to Wheels and his 100,000 subscribers for providing today's video, which of course is provided by CBS. So obviously whenever you start, and before we get going, road to 1.5K, road to 2K. But at 1.5 thousand subscribers, we're giving out that Patrick Queen card. But anyway, to start today's game, Terrace Marshall Jr., who's been phenomenal, has had the case of the drops this year. And he drops that one. But does he get a first down? It's a little too tough to tell. He probably would have been short. So Auburn takes over. And here we go. They get the first down here on this carry. Favorable spot. We move along. So, first thing right here that LSU needs a lot of work on, and here's something that you have to keep in mind, is that LSU hasn't played many mobile quarterbacks. So, when you play a mobile quarterback, it is so much more important, especially with the four-man rush, to keep contain. And B.J. Ojulari, who's been phenomenal, his job is to keep Bo Nix from running to the outside. Well, he kind of gets caught in no man's land here. He sees Bo Nix running through here. He tries to come help inside. Then Bo Nix is able to bounce it and get a first down. And B.J. Ojulari is a great pass rusher. And as you can see here, this time, he sees this is a clear quarterback draw. He does a smart thing to bail out on it. It's 3rd down and 7. And he makes a first down saving tackle. Great football IQ right there from B.J. Ojulari. So now LSU is backed up into their own territory. And they actually have a pretty good drive here. And I love this play on 2nd and 9. This play action, just a little flip right here. Easy throw to get out of the back of your own end zone. I think early on, Steve Ensminger actually called a really good half. The problem is LSU began to give up. And I'm dead serious. I'll show you in just a moment. Once again, a nice first down throw there. And here's what I was talking about in our preview leading up to the game. I had so many of you, and you didn't see the roughing the passer play that TJ Finley didn't get. It was a bad call by the official. He was hit while he was sliding. They initially called targeting. They called it back, and they still didn't give LSU the 15-yard penalty. But Here's the thing about championship teams and great teams. When things don't go your way, you overcome it. Against South Carolina, everything went LSU's way. But the sign of a good football team are teams that overcome on the road when things don't go your way. So they miss out on a 50-50 call here. Should this have been pass interference? Maybe. But once again, it's just a 50-50 call that doesn't go your way. So now you got to step up and make some plays. It's 3rd and 4. Really good play by Auburn. Wasn't Derek Stingley Jr.'s best day. Now it's 3rd and 5. You can get off the field here, but you don't. Good call by Auburn, getting Schwartz on a linebacker. We move on. Great rush right here by LSU. Now notice, B.J. Ojulari this time keeps his rush angle and forces Bo Nix to stay in the pocket. He's forced to stay in the pocket. Bo Nix is not a great pocket quarterback. Throws a wild one. Derek Stingley Jr. on their 3rd receiver. You take that all day. 1st down. This is TJ Finley's 2nd best throw of the day. A strike to Trey Palmer. I love when teams throw on 1st down. Look at this pocket. Clean. You would have never have thought this was going to be a blowout if you watched the first quarter. In fact, LSU had a better first quarter. They just didn't finish drives. Here's another good play call from Steve Ensminger. 3rd down, you stack the receivers, and then you get your biggest target, Eric Gilbert, the ball right underneath. Just a great throw, great play call, and a good finish right here. Gilbert finishes his throw so well. Now it's 3rd and 11. Great play call again. Excellent play call. And a lot of coaches make this mistake. And I know I'm being very positive about LSU in a game where they got blown out, but you got to be smart here. This is an excellent play call by Steve Ensminger. It is 3rd and 11. You're likely not going to pick up this 1st down, but you have a field goal kicker with a big leg. And even if you don't get this 1st down, if you get 4 or 5 yards, it's a more manageable 4th down play. A lot of coaches try and get all 11 of the yards here. It's not smart. Really good play call. Get the football in your best player's hands quickly, and look at what he does with this. Breaks a tackle, falls forward, and LSU gets a field goal that they should have made. And this is a tough field goal. 54 yards, it would have been as long, but look, he had plenty of leg. It should have been a 3-0 lead here. So, really good stuff. LSU is coaching a great game, but then the Bo Pelini defense begins to falter. And they lose contain. This is what's been killing them all year. This jet sweep motion. And this is just simple. Busted assignment. I don't know whose assignment this was. Is it Cox? More than likely, this is JaCoby Stevens' assignment. And he gets caught up in the run here on 1st down with Tank Bigsby. LSU's in man coverage. So, Auburn picked on this all game. Knowing that Derek Stingley Jr., I'm going to show you again with Auburn backed up in their own area. Derek Stingley Jr. on Seth Williams here. In man coverage, he's going to run with them. So it's important for your safeties to stay wide. And JaCoby Stevens gets caught. And I don't know whose job that is. I don't know if this is Stingley's job to peel off of this guy and run with the jet sweep motion. I don't know. But this is a situation where Gus Malzahn is just out-coaching Ed Orgeron and out-coaching Bo Pelini, the defensive coordinator. Once again, another good play call here from Auburn, and Derek Stingley just makes a very good play. But still, Stingley giving up a play in man coverage, good throw, good catch, but LSU makes a play. So look, it's pretty even so far. Auburn should have scored on this play. LSU should have scored on the field goal. So all you have to do if you're LSU is not lose this game. So here we go. Steve Ensminger again, and I'm dead serious, I thought he called a pretty good game. First down throw. Good protection. And this is the best throw all day by TJ Finley. Look at this. Steps up in the pocket, sees the rush being pushed upfield, and look at this footwork. Brilliant. Resets, throws a strike. Maybe Racing McMath should have stayed on his feet there. Still. And then there's the pick six. Just a bad throw. Look. Wide open. Bad throw. And then you make a mistake on the road. And good hustle here to prevent the touchdown. But still. Now. And Gary shows you here. It's a bad throw. I mean, it's there. You just got to make the throw. And just good hustle to at least force a non-pick six. Now, here's the thing. Auburn actually gets a penalty and gets pushed back here on 1st and goal. So what do? They go back to this motion here with 12. They killed LSU all day with this. And notice the defense is wrong-footed here. And this is something that just bothers the daylights out of me, is that LSU has not been making open field tackles. So, a few things on here. The first, Ali Gay this year has a tendency to give up contain. So I want you to notice, and you've heard me say this a lot in videos, contain, contain, contain. Don't give up the outside. You want to keep everything inside unless you're instructed to do otherwise. So, once again, if it sounds like I'm being critical, I don't know the whole defensive calls. I don't know what they're being taught. But anyway, Ali Gay plays this run, and I want you to notice there's help inside. So look at how far inside he is. So even if this isn't open, look at all the space Bo Nix has to run himself. Lose and contain. Now look, easy pitch and catch, and it's man-on-man, Mo Hampton versus 12 for Auburn. I think Stowe is his name. Mo Hampton lets him come to him, and look at what happens. Whiff. And he gets into the end zone. Didn't even get a hand on him. Guessing. Not playing aggressive. Not playing with confidence. And you'll see the other angle here. And I'm not going to lie, I overhyped Mo Hampton before the year. It was a total miss on my part. If he plays with the full head of confidence, he could be a really good player. You'll see it from this other angle right here. Look at this. Simple. Simple pitch and catch. Whiff. Touchdown. He really didn't even get touched. So we move along here to the big mistake. And this is just inexcusable quarterback play. And I'll show you what LSU is trying to do here. It's 3rd and 6. Take a sack. But then you give up a fumble. And there's a few things that just drives me nuts. Okay? Number one, the overhyping of TJ Finley. The South Carolina game, like I said, everything went his way. He had an extra week to prepare. He got 14 points from a pick six and a kickoff return. And in this situation, you've been moving the football up and down the field, but you're down 7-0. You've had some bad calls not go your way. So what happens here, you only have to get 6 yards. Okay? And let's just run the play again from full speed from the end zone camera. And I want to start from the get-go here. Boom. So, John Emery Jr. is in motion. Now, if you look pre-snap, what pre-snap motion is going to tell you is it going to be man coverage? Now, notice, he should see that this linebacker is going with John Emery Jr., and this is clearly man coverage. So, if none of this is open, this is going to be open. And the pass protection breaks down. Big Cat Bryant, who gave LSU fits last year, is whipping Cam Wire right here. But TJ Finley has room to step up and even run with it here, but he doesn't step up. He's a statue. Now that all of this is covered, look who's wide open. John Emery Jr., man-on-man on a linebacker, just toss it. You got to go through all of this. None of this is open. Protection's breaking down. Just hit your flats. But he holds on to it too long. And because he didn't step up, Big Cat is able to get his hand on him. And he knows that's why this fumble decided to go this way. He's trying to throw this football overhanded. And he knows he waited too long. Protection breaks down. You just got to eat the sack. And he doesn't eat the sack. Ball gets batted out. Pick 6. And this is what... And I love John Emery Jr. You've got to tackle him here. But what does he do? What is that? I mean, what is this? Watch it again. This is giving up. Tackle him. I mean, what is this? This is a touchdown-saving tackle. All you have to do is wrap him up. Instead, you boost him forward. This is want. This is desire. And I don't like to pick on players too much. But Ed Orgeron and Kev Falk should be lighting into John Emery Jr. That's the difference between a field goal and a touchdown, potentially. But you just flail in? What is this? Step up for your freshman quarterback. John Emery Jr. is one of the freakish athletes on this team. And you get pummeled here by a defensive back, you've got to tackle him. You've got to tackle him. I don't know if any of y'all ever saw this, but the Julio Jones reel of him making touchdown-saving tackles and then, of course, the DK Metcalf play, it's huge. It's absolutely huge. LSU gets the ball back, and they get another great punt from Zach Rosenberg. But this is the play that kept me up at night. And we're going to go on ahead and play it at full speed. And let's bring it back. Okay? Once again, this is contain. It's a simple concept. You are taught this in high school. Contain responsibilities. And oftentimes, contain comes down to the defensive end and the play side safety. And sometimes an outside linebacker. But in a 4-3, contain is so heavily important on your defensive end and your safety. So this is what LSU, this is what Auburn decides to do. And it's a brilliant play call here. So the strong side of this play, notice how many more LSU Tigers are on this side of the center. So Ali Gay is a very important piece to hold this edge right here. Now look, it's simple concept, okay? Not to get too technical. Your job is to keep everything inside of you. And I know that sounds weird, but we're going through the film study here. So, number 12, who's been killing LSU all game on this jet sweep motion, LSU is still in man coverage. And a lot like the Mississippi State game, LSU plays too much man coverage for a secondary and a linebacking core that is struggling. So if you're Ali Gay, and you know your defense is in man coverage, and you know your linebacker to the play side is all the way over here, it is of the utmost importance to keep this running play to the inside. But no, jet sweep motion brings this corner out here. Derek Stingley Jr. gets caught in man coverage here with this guy, and notice what happens. Ali Gay, outside leverage. This is a good job. But now you got to peel off of this guy and just go flat. All you have to do is force this guy back inside. But notice, he doesn't. And it's a lot tougher. This is a lot tougher than I'm making it sound. Because this play is designed for him to read this backside hole. Because LSU has so many guys lined up here. But it's better to let him go through this B gap than to go on the outside. You just got to get really wide. And he gets caught up in the block, gives up his backside shoulder, and then it's a big gain. That great punt from Zach Van Rosenberg. And I want to come back here. Like I said, I don't know the full defensive calls. I don't know how LSU's being coached. I don't know what exactly the play is supposed to be here. Maybe Mo Hampton is supposed to be filling in right here even more so than what he's already doing. That could be Mo Hampton's responsibility when he immediately sees run to step up in this gap. I don't know. But the bottom line is LSU is chasing, and this was the same against South Carolina, Mississippi State, you name it. Just too much contain responsibilities. 2nd and 10, this is just a good play by Bo Nix. If you run a 4-man front, you got to keep lane responsibility. Okay? Especially if you're playing man coverage, which is what LSU's doing here again. If you play man coverage, their backs are to the quarterback. So it's important to not give up these huge lanes right here. LSU gets caught. And guess what? If you just keep decent pass rush lane responsibility here, that's a sack. Ollie Gay's getting a sack. But Joseph Evans got out of his lane. And I saw Marcus Spears tweeting this out about the Cowboys. If you're running fronts like this and you're running man coverage, got to have lane responsibility instead of a sack. And this is just football IQ. Do your job. And that's just a good play. This is just a really good play on offense. RPO here. And Sting, once again, not his best day. Last year was pretty good against Seth Williams. Auburn gets in field goal range. But here's the thing. Once again, contain. 12 on jet sweep motion. So if you're Ollie Gay, you know when you see 12 in jet sweep motion, you can't lose contain. What does he do? Again. It's simple football. Simple fixes. And then here's just, and the funny thing here, and Gus Malzahn could get really hilarious with this play calls. This is the same exact play. South Carolina ran against, or LSU ran against South Carolina to get TJ Finley his first touchdown to Terrace Marshall. Jontre Kirkland was this receiver, and this is just a simple pick play. Cordell Flott, who chases everybody, gets picked here, and this is just an easy touchdown. It's a simple pick play. It's good offense. And Todd Harris has his hands up, wondering where his guy is. It's just simple pick offense. Give Auburn a lot of credit there. So now, we move along in the game footage. So I want to show you something here. And LSU's able to drive down the field. Trey Palmer's going to hate himself getting tackled by the kicker. I don't know, maybe cut inside. Still, you got to make this guy miss. That's 6. So LSU drives down the field here. Good play here on first down. Auburn's playing very safe coverage. So, once again, Insminger, and it's actually second down. Very soft coverage, wide open, coverage bust. Jere Jenkins, who played an amazing game, probably my highest rated player on offense. Once again, really good quarterback play. Auburn is giving up a field goal here, and normally I disagree with it, but you're up by 21. A field goal doesn't really hurt you that much, and this is good offense by LSU here. Now, I want to bring this up because this is something I brought up on Twitter, but if you're LSU, there was actually a timeout called before this kick. You're down 3 scores. And I'm shocked that more teams don't do this. But teams rarely play field goal safe, especially coming out of a timeout. Auburn commits all 11 guys to block this field goal. You're down 21-0. So a field goal still has you down 3 possessions. If he peels off, all you have to do is snap it, throw to Cade York, and all you have to do is float a football, and it's a wide open touchdown. And instead of 21-3, it's 21-7. A lot easier said than done, but LSU is also fake field goal university. I know that's more or less Miles and Ed Orgeron, but in that situation, more often than not, with the good field goal kicker, yeah, just take the 3 points if it's a close game. But you're down 3 scores. Why not take a chance and the thing is, the reason why I say take a chance is because before the timeout, Auburn actually ran the same exact field goal block where they commit all of their guys. But either way, it's good. 21-0. Auburn killed LSU with this motion. All day, these little slip passes to this huge freshman tight end Pegasus, or whatever his name was. How did Lane Kiffin let him get out of Oxford? He's from Oxford, Mississippi. 3rd and 6, and this is just too easy. This is too easy. I don't know what kind of coverage LSU's in right here. It looks like man, and it looks like Stingley, or, no, this is what happens. Okay, now that I get another look at it. This looks like man coverage, and for some reason, once again, it's football IQ. Flott runs with him and leaves Seth Williams wide open. Why? Once again, the pass rush isn't good, but you get off the field if you just stick with your man. And that's just easy pitch and catch. I don't know the call, but that's just, what is this? What is this? Poor coaching. That's what it is. And you miss a tackle. And I know Seth Williams is one of the best wide receivers in the SEC. Once again, they're picking on Flott all day long. You want to know why Sage Ryan's a big-time recruit? And I like Cordell Flott. Played well last year. You want to know why Sage Ryan's a big-time recruit, though? It's because he could play this slot position. Okay? And the funny thing about it is Cordell Flott, according to Pro Football Focus, was higher rated than Derek Stingley Jr. and Elias Ricks, who, by the way, had another good game. So they're just doing the same thing. And I don't know why LSU plays so much man coverage against teams like Mississippi State and Auburn that have all this pre-snap motion. So not only do you have to guard Swartz, who, by the way, is the fastest player in this football game, you're also tiring your defense out over the course of a game when you know that they're going to be doing all these sprints. It adds up. This is just too easy. Look at that. And that's all they do. This is all Auburn did. Run these jet sweeps, and then their receiver essentially becomes a blocker, and because Stingley was caught in this position so many times, where he's running with this guy because he's in man coverage. And now look, you're essentially blocking 2 guys with 1 player. Okay? Stingley's being blocked by this guy because he's covering him, while this receiver's job is to block this corner. And that's what happens. It's just really good football IQ. And then JaCoby's always struggled with this play. Trevor Lawrence in the national championship game, opening TD, same exact play. And, of course, Auburn make the connection here. Gus Malzahn watches a lot of film, and Chad Morris is a former offensive coordinator of Clemson. This is a Clemson staple play. Spread guys out, and read this safety. Okay? And JaCoby Stevens last year caught flat-footed against Trevor Lawrence at a very similar spot. Now look. He's flat-footed, but he's still in position to make this play. Takes a bad angle and misses a tackle. Touchdown. It's just football IQ, people. I know you keep hearing me say that. And Ed Orgeron is clapping. Why? I don't know. We'll see it again. Another angle. So look. And here's the thing. All you have to do, B.J. Ojulari does a great job reading this. You got to help inside. Just get flat. Instead, he goes upfield, and you essentially take Ojulari out of it. Bad angle. Not good football IQ. It's that simple. And this right here is just not really TJ's fault. It's just an unlucky bounce. Ball gets batted up. Interception. Bench TJ. Hurt his confidence. Once again, that's not, I mean, it's just lucky. And some coaches would say, don't telegraph your passes so much for the ball to not get batted down. But he actually looked left and threw right. It's just a good play and a lucky bounce. Once again, Auburn had all the 50-50 things go their way. Outside of the Stingley fumble at the goal line, all the other breaks went Auburn's way. And LSU, unlike championship teams, they succumbed to it. Now we're going to go back here. Gap responsibility. Jaquelin Roy gets caught up in the mush here. They flush him out. He's too late to get back to help. And notice what happens here. Right through. And he actually did a good job fighting back and making that play. All right. Right up the gut. LSU's getting tired. Not the worst defense, but still a touchdown. And Cole Kubelik brought this up. He said that some of the defensive linemen look like they don't really want to be there. And he's kind of got a point, considering so many defensive linemen have been transferring. Heck, LSU had 2 rotational players. In a year that you don't lose eligibility, just transfer. For what reason other than just quitting? Something's really wrong. Anyway. Same thing here. 3rd and 8. Got to be smart, okay? LSU decides to play zone. Okay? And what they decide to do with a 3-man rush here, and this is more of a good play by Bo Nix. If you're the middle guy of this 3-man rush, it is very important for you to rush from right up the middle and not give up an easy pass rushing lane. And unfortunately, this is what happens here. And your instincts as a defensive lineman is to get upfield and make a sack. Okay? And this actually is a good pass rush by Jaquelin Roy. The problem is there's nobody here. And when you play mobile quarterbacks for the first week, and this was the first week that LSU played a mobile quarterback, this happens to you. And Bo Nix, heck of an athlete. Micah Baskerville does a great job of almost making this play. And that's just Bo Nix making a play. Smart job, doesn't take a hit. Boom. 2nd and 11. Let's keep it going. Bo Nix another run. Clark takes a bad angle. Not the first time. And now LSU's just given up. The will of Auburn has been enforced. And I don't know what Neil Farrell's doing here. But he just gets flushed. And maybe there should have been a linebacker. Let me see. Yep, actually, he's right. So notice what happens here. Once again, this jet sweep motion that's been kicking your tail all game. Notice what happens. This is what a Gus Malzahn offense, and I never understand why people hate Gus so much. But this is just football IQ. So the linebacker right here reads 89 Pegasus and decides to run with him and then just gets caught up in the mush. He's supposed to be right here. Who is this backer? Let me see if I get the other angle. Oh, this is the only angle we have here. I can't really tell, but still, untouched. And this is what he's talking about. Where's the backer? Where is the, I think it's I can't really tell. LSU guys getting pummeled on the ground. It's bad, people. It's really, really bad. Okay? Now it's 42-3. And here we go. So many of you complained about this, okay? And they didn't show it here, but LSU, and this is what infuriated me about Ed Orgeron's coaching in this game. They punted the ball with Max Johnson and moved the football into plus territory. It is 4th and 5. You're down 42-3, and you punt the football. Okay? If you punt the football, you deserve this happening to you. And so many people were whining, Gus Malzahn ran up the score. We're LSU, baby. We never complain about the score being ran up on us. Hell, we should never, at Louisiana State University, ever have the score run up on us anyway. We should never be blown out. And I hear people complaining about this play call. Well, Gus is just running up this score. Look at how much time is left in the quarter. The quarter's just starting. Do you want him to just take a knee? Anyway, great coaching again by Gus Malzahn. Back to the film study. Jordan Tolles, true freshman safety. What does Gus Malzahn decide to do on first down? What any coach would do. Show your normal run motion. Jordan Tolles sees these offensive linemen countering. Auburn's been running a lot on first down, so what does he do? Stops, eyes in the backfield, and it's too late. It's too late. And this is actually a good lesson for him. I think he could be a starting safety for LSU. Once again, bad coaching, bad football IQ. So look, eyes caught in the backfield. Stingley does the right thing and pass him off. That's what you're supposed to do there. And Tolles, easy touchdown. Extra point. This is actually a really good play by Ali Gay. I think he got a hand on it. Yeah, he did. I hope they gave him that block. So that's pretty much it. There's no point in doing the rest of this because Auburn's got backups in now. So that was tough. Okay? And I'm just going to let this roll in the background. LSU, I'm not going to just say a team gave up, but the desire was gone. And this is a sign of a mentally weak football team. When things don't go your way, which you should never expect them to go your way when you're on the road at Auburn. Tell me a time in your memory, LSU fans, where you saw a play call or a 50-50 call go LSU's way in Auburn. It doesn't happen. It just simply doesn't happen. This team instead folded. Okay? The TJ Finley mistakes were horrible. And that is the main reason why LSU lost this game. They dug themselves a 14-0 hole. But the response to that is what ticked me off. John Emery Jr. not wrapping up and making the tackle. Teams just giving up. Players not playing with the desire they needed to. And that's what really bothers me about this. Low football IQ. You just got to be smarter. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully things get fixed. Ed Orgeron, you're making $8 million a year to fix this stuff. So let's get it fixed. Go Tigers. I believe in you. Let's go. Let's go. Ugh. I need some chicken wings now. Lemon pepper spicy. Hit me up, pluckers.